United Workers' Party UWP Castri's central candidate Roch Clark criticized the government's approach during a UWP weekly briefing on Wednesday, June 11th. He highlighted the 2022 settlement between Cabot, St. Lucia, and Marjorie's restaurant, which he described as successful, and contrasted it with the current Bananes situation. Clark provided further details on the Cabot case, noting that Cabot built a new restaurant for Marjorie, transferred 20,000 square foot of freehold land, a first in St. Lucia's history, and paid 1.1 million in compensation. He questioned whether the treatment of Bananes residents is fair.
At first, they were promised land. Now, these promises have been reduced to conditional cash payouts. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander. What's good for one St. Lucian should be good for the rest. Why not keep that same energy? Where is that same energy for the people in Bananes Bay? Where is that same respect for the people in Bananes Bay?
Clark emphasized that the community has been home to hardworking fishermen and vendors, supporting their families for over 30 years. He questioned how matters suddenly became confidential, accusing the government of hypocrisy and bias. Clark stated that the issue isn't development, but deliberate discrimination.
It is the politicizing and weaponizing of people's livelihoods. It is the calculated way this administration gives the illusion of fairness while making moves in the dark. Let's not forget, this same government, while waving the flag of social equity, is working hand in hand with developers who are being granted access to our coastal lands, only to displace our people without the same dignity and respect. You see the hypocrisy?
He revisited the Cabot, St. Lucia, and Marjorie's restaurant case, noting it was front-page news with the government championing transparency, yet details about Bananes remain hidden. Clark urged the public to stay vigilant, asserting that the government pretends to be a savior publicly while hiding its true intentions. During a Tuesday's pre-cabinet meeting on June 10th, Tourism Minister Honorable Ernest Hilaire addressed the redevelopment project, stating it was originally a UWP GPH initiative from 2018 to 2019 aimed only at beautifying the area and removing residents. However, upon taking office, the SLP government revisited the project, engaged residents, and found that they supported the development. Hilaire also mentioned plans for a financial forum in collaboration with SLASPA to address residents' concerns. He challenged the opposition's claims of forced removals, demanding evidence.
Nobody, and certainly not the opposition, nobody in the United Workers' Party can lecture us on how to treat people properly and how to put people first. Trust me. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. We will make mistakes because we are human beings. But the United Workers' Party has no moral authority in this country to talk about putting people first and a government that cares. If there is any government that cares, it is the Philip J.P. administration.
Hilaire assured that fishermen will enjoy better conditions after the redevelopment and outlined interim provisions for them.
This will be a genuine fisherman's village. Better. So there's some fishermen houses there where they store their stuff. What we will do in the interim, we're going to prefab a couple of containers and divide it so each fisherman can have a temporary holding space while they rebuilding the fishermen's area, so that where they will actually get lockers. They'll actually get lockers.
He reaffirmed that fisherfolk will not be sidelined during the redevelopment process, emphasizing the government's commitment to putting people first. Kayla Edwin, MBC Prime.